Hi, welcome to the director's cut of the hiking videos that I made this summer. I will be talking through some of the behind the scenes and other things that I didn't get to include in the video. Let's go. This is day 33, and as you can see, slide is not better. I remember at one of the places that I was posting videos, somebody commented, I think it was TikTok, somebody commented saying like, oh, I thought he maybe died. And maybe it was because of this cover photo because, yeah, he looks pretty tired. I think he literally just sat down. At one point, I said I was going to go dig a cat hole, so I left, and he was like, okay, I'm going to sit here. And then he just laid down, took a nap. I just thought it was really funny because the slope that we were doing was quite steep at this point. So, all right, day 33.
It is day 33 hiking the Continental Divide Trail and Great Divide Trail combined.
Unfortunately, slide did not improve overnight. Okay, so two things. One is look at how deep I'm post holing here. I mean, you can see like I'm so close to the trail. The trail is right here, but like every single step you're going in that deep, and it's so hard just to even make like that 3 feet section of snow to the part where you can get onto the trail. The second thing I wanted to say is the opening line of this video. I said, unfortunately, slide did not improve overnight, and I remember showing Slide this video because I try to show everybody that is in my videos the video that they're in before it gets published. And he was like, you didn't tell them that I shit my pants overnight, which is actually what happened. And I remember saying like, well, I'm not gonna, I mean, that's for you to tell. If you want to talk about that, that's for your story. But I didn't want to like out him to everybody. But later on, I got permission from him to share that part of the story. So now I am sharing it with all of you. That yeah, he I think he woke up around 3 or 4 a.m. and just was like, oh no, And so that woke me up, and I was like, what's going on? Are you okay? And he's like, no, we were both cowboy camping here. And he was like, no, I think I shit my pants. And so I was like, I remember thinking, gosh, I mean, this guy is currently feverish. Should I help him clean his pants, or is that like too much for somebody to, I mean, I'd only known him for like, less than 10 days at this point. So I was like, I don't know, but I feel kind of bad lying here in my nice warm tent, lying here in my nice warm quilt, like while he's up in the middle of the night swearing and trying to wash stuff out of his pants. Like, I did offer my bidet so he could rinse things, and also my powdered soap. And I gave him all the water that I had as well to rinse things out with. But yeah, it was not fun. And then we eventually had to go to another place at some point to stop and let him like wash things more thoroughly and dry things out. So yeah, what a couple of days.
He's feverish again. Nothing is staying in his body, and he has no energy. We think it's norovirus. At this rate, we'll run out of food trying to get through the terrain. So I mapped out a low route that traded 40 miles in the snow and the CDT for alternate.
So the very fast pan that I just did is this wall that Slide is now climbing up. So again, Slide is feverish at this point still, but we have to keep moving, So I climbed up this little wall, and I remember that because I was leading. And I remember trying to go up it, and I was trying to kick steps into it with my crampons, and I was just it was too soft. And I slid back down. Luckily there was a ledge there, so I landed on the ledge, but at that point I was like, all right, no, I gotta take the ice axes out. So we actually took out both of our ice axes. Once he got to where I was, I took my ice axe and his ice axe, and we sort of did like literally like if we were ice climbing, like one hand, one ice axe, up like that. And that's what Slide is doing here. And then also once Slide got up and we looked at our map, we were just like, okay, if he's still sick, there's no way that we're going to get through this section and then in the amount of food that we have. So, we had to cut out mileage, and we didn't cut out mileage exactly. We did the same amount of miles, but we went down low into the, dirt roads and cut down the valley to just descend out of elevation, out of the snow. And that way the terrain would be easier. We'd be able to do more miles per day as opposed to slogging through the snow like this in his condition. And we were trying to make a decision on this day as to whether or not he felt good enough to go all the way out, to if he felt like he needed to go to town and stay the night in Silverton, which was the next closest town, or if we could continue on the CDT to all the way to Lake City. That was a decision making today.
Trails in the valleys and along dirt roads before crossing the CDT again at Stony Pass and bailing out to Silverton.
Poor guy was literally feverish climbing that. Like, it was not good. I remember we sat there for a while on the ridgeline, and I tried to look for service so I could get or satellite messaging, so I can get a message out to because we had people meeting us in Lake City, so I wanted to let them know that we were going to be later than we planned. Yeah.
We hadn't planned to stop in Silverton, but it seemed like Slide needed a night in town.
What I'm doing here is, so because we had mapped out this route that was essentially an off-trail route getting us down to these dirt roads, I'm just cutting straight down the mountain here. There is no trail. I'm just walking down, and you can see you're climbing over all of these big deadfall with, branches everywhere, and poor Slide was doing this while feverish.
But at lower altitude hiking on dry trails, Slide improved and was keeping pace with me on the road. And a local driving by on a fishing trip.
It was so nice to be down on dry trail at this point. This is where Slide washed the rest of his clothing and where I dried out all of my stuff.
Gave Slide some ginger ale. It was really nice to hike on dry ground without having to think about each step and to actually be able to dry out shoes and socks. We were so excited for these outhouses. We're hopeful Slide is through the worst of it. We are camping along the Rio Grande. We'll decide tomorrow at Stony Pass.
Oh man, this was so nice to just walk on a dirt road after being in snow like that for so long. Oh, that was super nice. Yeah, okay, that's day 33. I think that's it.
So if we continue on the CDT in snow to Lake City, or drop down to Silverton and take an easier route north on dirt roads. See you then.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that those dirt roads saved my editing because I could do a lot of editing while I was walking. And Slide was walking more slowly too, so it was actually fairly helpful to my catching up. Okay, that's all for day 33.